Hello, longboarding mom. I am back in the kitchen cooking. Hopefully this week what I make turns out because last week we had a slight little mishap. Um, those pecan brownies didn't turn out because I didn't bake the brownie long enough. When I was dumping the pecan pie on top, I noticed in the center it kind of like mushed over, but I didn't think anything of it. I thought that it would be okay and bake and stuff, but it didn't. And so when I pulled it out at the end, it looked gorgeous and looked so good. And the top was good. And part of the brownies was done, so I got to try a little bit of it, but it was still gooey in the middle. So I think I baked it for like 30 minutes. I probably should have baked it for 35, 40 minutes. And then, so basically you want the center like almost completely done, not mushy like it was. Like I should have probably tested it first and see how jiggly it was still before I dumped the wet mixture on top of it. So you live and you learn, but oh my gosh, that was an expensive lesson because pecans aren't cheap and the mix wasn't cheap either. But that's okay. I know what I did wrong and I am going to make it again. I can't have everything turn out right always the first time I make it. Not every time, but most of the time I do. So today I am trying something new. I've never made pretzel rolls before. The you get like the soft pretzels and stuff. You can make those. You can make buns, like little rolls about yay big, which are delicious with ham sandwiches. And you can have hamburgers. It's a nice hearty bun. Or you can make the long ones and do like Polish sausages and stuff like that. Um, I've been making those jalapeno cheese rolls. I'm gonna make more of those. Today's bread day. I've already made uh, Scooby Doo waffles. But we're gonna attempt to make pretzel rolls, and then after that, I'll make my jalapeno cheese rolls and stuff. And my husband's like, if you keep making all this bread, we won't have to buy bread anymore. And I'm like, you're right. I like this better, but it does take time. It's an hour proofing. It's time consuming. But you know what? I enjoy kneading the bread and I enjoy making this. So it's actually not as hard as I like. Oh my gosh, you gotta do this water alkaline bath thingy and stuff. And it's scary, right? But I watched a video and it's really simple. Basically, I could take my little jalapeno rolls that I make and just dump them in the alkaline bath and make those into little bagels and stuff. So I'm going to learn a lot of neat little tricks making just these pretzel rolls. Normally, I use my mixing bowl, but the recipe I was watching, they just use one big metal bowl. I don't have big metal bowls. It's the largest bowl I have. So I'm hoping 4.5 cups to 5 cups of flour will fit in it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 1.5 cups warm water. I've already warmed it up in the microwave, and we are gonna add. Sorry, I hope my mic didn't pick that up. We are gonna add 2.25 teaspoons of yeast. Hope it's warm enough because it cooled down a little bit. Oh wow. Um, I'm almost out of yeast. I got another jar in there. I think I just have just enough here. So there's one. And if you know your yeast is good, you don't need to proof it. But I like proofing mine because it mixes around better that way. So 2.25 teaspoons. And we're going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. Oh, didn't grab it. Thought I had everything. 1 tablespoon of sugar. And I'm just going to add this to it so it gives it something to eat on. Yeast like sugar. Okay. So we are going to give this about 5 minutes. The reason why I like my yeast to proof itself is because I think it mixes better in my flour and stuff, and I won't get that taste. Sometimes I get a yeasty taste if it doesn't get mixed all around. So we're going to set the timer for 5 minutes and come back. I'm going to give it a good little stir, and then we're going to come back and add some salt and a couple cups of flour to the mixture and some melted butter. Give me just this 5 minutes. We'll be back.
It was kind of just like out of nowhere, though. It just went boom.
It just kind of bubbled up.
Yeah. Like at first it was kind of right here and then expanded.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That's how you know your yeast is good.
You're back to my room.
It has been 5 minutes. We are going to add 1/4 cup of the melted butter. We are going to add a teaspoon of salt. Oh, I gotta turn my recipe back on. My son came out and saw it just like poofed in the middle and started doing a cool little thing and stuff. He thought that was really neat. Okay, so yeah, 2 teaspoons of salt. Wow, I'm glad I read that. Yeah, I didn't get all my ingredients out. One. I just dumped a teaspoon out on accident. 2. And then we're going to mix that all together. We are going to add 2 cups of flour to this mixture. Goodness. 1/2 cup. I'm doing it 1/2 cup at a time because I got these little containers and it came with this little 1/2 cup thing. 2. 3. I gotta open a new flour bag. There's a lot of flour. And we're going to we're gonna mix together the flour and we're gonna form a wet batter. I'm gonna use this. And then we're gonna add, slowly incorporate up to 5 cups of flour to this mixture, and we are gonna hand knead this for 8 to 10 minutes. And then we're gonna stick it in the oven to let it rise, oh god, I turned it off. I was warming it up. My house is not cold, but it's not warm enough for rising bread. She showed me a little trick on the video I was watching. This video, I'll share a link to it. It's like 10 years old, and she put it in the microwave for she had a bigger microwave than I have, and so she stuck it in the microwave. Oh, dang it. I just opened a new bag of flour, and it had flour on the outside. I was going to try to dump it in the sink, but it's all over my counter. I'll get that up in a second. Okay, so I'm going to add another 1/2 cup. So that is 2.5 cups. Oh, okay. So anyway, she took a cup of water and boiled it in the microwave. So turned it on a couple minutes and boiled it. And then she stuck her dough in the microwave and let it rise in there. So I had that. When you're at a bakery and stuff, they've got a big, huge thing. It's a proofer. It's called a proofer, and it's like really moist and stuff, and they're hot and moist. So it's like a certain temperature and stuff. And so basically, oh, look at that nice, soft, sticky dough ball. So she was talking about how I'm going to add one more cup here so I know it's exactly 3 cups of flour. She was talking about how you would normally dump the dough into a floured area, but what we're going to do is oil our hands. I'm following her directions here. Oil our hands, and we're going to knead this while incorporating more flour to the dough. That's 3 cups, 4.5 to 5 cups of dough. And we're going to knead it for, let's see, 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to add some flour in my hands. And we're probably going to knead it in here because we're going to add, it's not completely like, it's too sticky still. So, we need more flour. Why did I do that? I just wanted, because I wanted to show you how sticky it can get. But I don't want to waste any of that dough, and I need to get more flour in. Okay, 3 cups of flour so far. Ay, 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 ay. Let's wash this off. Cold water. Cold water takes it off so good. Okay. Dry our hands. We're going to go back to adding more flour. Okay, so we have 3 cups of flour already added to it. It gets sticky. I'm going to keep adding just a little bit more. You want it kind of sticky. But you don't want it too sticky. My son is so excited. Pretzels are his favorite. Pretzel dough. I bought him a couple times those pretzel balls for him to make sandwiches out of and take to work and stuff, and he really enjoyed them. So maybe I can make them homemade. Okay, so how do you guys feel about this question? Um, I have a customer, and I was talking about what I did last week. It was like a couple weeks ago or something, and I was like, so I made this jalapeno rolls for my husband, and I make waffles, Scooby-Doo waffles for my son, and I freeze them. And he's like, what? How old is your son? Scooby-Doo waffles. I go, yeah, because when I freeze them and we put them in the toaster, they toast up better, right? And he's like, well, how old is your son? I go, 21. What? He still lives with you? I'm like, yeah, he pays his bills, pays me rent. He works. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't I let him stay with me still? Everything's so dang expensive, and to get his own apartment, it would, I don't know. So anyway, I was like, so when did you When did you, it's a different time. When did you, his kids are like my age, I think, um, in their, maybe in their 30s. They could be a little bit younger. I know he's got some kids that are as old as me because his grandkids, he's got some older grandkids and stuff that are getting married and stuff. But, oh, I kicked them out when they were 16 years old. I was like, oh, well, I've been on my own since I was 14, and I would not want that for any of my kids, for either one of my kids. Why would you do that to your children? Why would you make them an adult when they're still kids? I don't get it. So anyway, I like that I feed my son. If this is cool too. If I ever need anything, need money, need him to go to the store for me, he is more willing to do that for me than, I don't know. I just I don't get some people and judging how you raise your kids and stuff. He's my child, not yours. Who cares how I raise him? And actually, my son is the sweetest boy you'll ever meet. So I raised a great kiddo. I'm going to set my timer for 8 minutes. And we are going to start kneading this until it's elasticy. I'm putting oil on my hands. So this knead dough until smooth and elastic. And the dough, this is a dense dough that will not spring back and will be a bit sticky after kneading. So, and I think I might need to add more flour to it because I haven't even gotten the 4 cups to it yet. A dense dough that is not going to spring back. But see, it's already too sticky. Too sticky. Sorry, I'm going to add flour. I'm just going to keep adding a little flour to it because my son used to call pretzels Pretzels. It's hard to say how he said it. It was just adorable. When your kids were little, what was something that they would say like spaghetti wrong, or like my son used to say, instead of Fred Myers, he would say Fret Myers. And as they get older, of course, they start saying it correctly. And it's something that, as a mom or parent, you're just kind of a little bummed because it's just adorable how they pronunciate things wrong. We do it as adults too. You want to continue to knead your dough until it is firm, a little sticky, but it doesn't like push back when you push, like make a little ball and you push on it, and sometimes it will like spring back and stuff. This dough is more dense and you don't want that springiness. That's why you want to knead it for the 8 to 10 minutes. It's funny, when you work with dough a lot, you actually start feeling the difference in what you need for the different types of doughs, like my tortillas and stuff. When I'm rolling those out or kneading them, and then when I'm rolling them out, I can hear a pop or a sound that I'm like, oh, these are going to be really good this time, and yeah, everything is different, especially when you make it homemade and stuff. So just keep practicing. It gets easier. It's been 8 minutes. I did add the rest of that flour to it. That's a beautiful, look at that bread or the dough. It's so beautiful. So what we're going to do now is stick it in this bowl here. I'm going to oil the bottom just a little bit. Put this in, oil it around, because you don't want your dough to dry out and get hard spots. So we're going to, let me refill my bottle. Make sure all the edges are oiled. And we're going to lightly cover it and put it in my oven for an hour. And it needs to double in size. And while we're doing that, we're going to clean up this mess. I'm going to get the alkaline bath ready. It's 8 cups of water and a half a cup of baking soda. You want to add your baking soda into the water before it gets too hot. Something about it sputtering and making a big mess and stuff. So we will get this in the oven, set our timer for an hour, and clean up and get everything ready to make pretzels. All right. I'm gonna fall off the couch. What's mommy got on you? I got a microphone so I can hear that little chirp you make, huh? Let's see if it picks it up. Oh, I think so. I'm preheating my oven to 450 degrees. On the stove over there, I have a shallow pan. I'll show you in a second. Um, Oops, making a mess over here. That's what I'm doing over the sink. I have 8 cups of cold water. We are going to add a quarter cup of baking soda to the water, and then we're going to turn it on to, we need a medium simmer or a low simmer, I think. Okay, so I added the baking soda. I'm going to stir that around. And turn on my, I'm going to put it on between 6 and 7 for now. That's medium low heat. And I have just a couple more minutes before my timer goes off, like 2 minutes. In another cup, bowl, cup, whatever, I've got 1 egg and don't know. So 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of cold water, and I have beaten that up because this is going to be our egg wash mixture to help make those rolls that golden brown. I also have my smoky salt because that is kind of coarse, and we'll just sprinkle just a little bit on. I don't have really coarse salt, so that's all I have. I'm gonna need my little dough slicer because we are going to, once the timer goes off, cut this into equal parts, probably 8 or 9. We're going to make 8 or 9 little balls. Probably I'm going to do, actually, told my son 4, maybe a couple more, and then I'm going to make little pretzel bites so that we can dip it in that really good mustard I made. Oh, so good. So while I was waiting for my timer to go off, I got 1 minute. This last hour I cleaned up. I was grating cheese so I could make another my jalapeno cheese bread and stuff. And I was playing with my kitty cat. Right now he's got a microphone on him. So if you hear some purring or maybe a little chirp or something, that's because he's running around the house playing. I'm going to punch it down. Poof. Dump this. Okay. I was going to dump it out, but I didn't want to dump all the oil out with it because I didn't know how much oil was left in the bowl. But anyway, so we are going to basically kind of, half of it, half again, just, that's 4. You can make 8 little balls, just like that. Or pretzel sticks, the soft pretzels. Okay, so what she said to do was to basically, you're gonna shape it into like a hamburger bun, and then you're gonna kind of make it tight in the bottom like this, and pull it. See how it stretches the top? That's beautiful. I'm going to set it right there, and we are going to do that with the rest of them while my water is up there heating. After I'm done making these balls, I'll take you over to the stove. The first one turned out so perfect. There we go. I don't know if I'm pulling it right. She made it look so simple. I'm sure she's made these a lot. Like that one's perfect and pulled just right. Oh, I know what I did. I gotta kind of flatten it out, and that's what I did with the first one, and kind of bring it into a ball and kind of pinch it into each other in the bottom. And I think once the bottom, flattens out. Nice. So we're gonna do a couple of these, and then I'm gonna make um, pretzel bites. One day I'll try to attempt a soft pretzel. I know you just roll it out and flip it around and stuff, but how do you get it in the water? That's what I want to know. I'll have to watch a video on that. Oh, these are gonna be so good. So I've got two cookie sheets out, and I lined them with parchment paper, and you're going to either line it with parchment paper, oil it, or if you've got the baking mats, you can use those. Okay, this last one here, um, we are going to make just little bites out of them. So I'm going to chop it up. Oh, I probably should have made more than that, huh? Oh, because they're going to... Okay, let's see. The smallest one. Which one is the smallest one? We'll turn one more into it. I don't know. They all look pretty even, right? Right, the second one I did. We're gonna chop it up to make bites out of these ones. Yeah. I'm going to move it over to the stove over here. I've got a simmer going. Okay. There is my gentle simmer. We are going to take one of these balls, and I'm going to drop it in, and it needs to go in for 30 seconds. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Uh-oh. Don't think I had it on high enough. Okay, I'm going to pull this one out and let all the water come off of it, and I'm going to stick it on. Oh, this pan over here, and we are going to give it a crisscross cut with kind of a sharp little blade here. Just for decoration. Okay, I noticed that my bottoms did not seal like I thought they would be sealed and made kind of a gooey mess on the inside. So we are going to pinch the bottoms to seal them better. There we go. Going to drop this one in. Whoops. My pan is not, I don't know if you're supposed to flip it because I think I need a deeper pan here. Because you want to drop it down in there and submerge it, and I don't want to touch the bottom. This one looks better though. I think I'm going to switch pans. Okay, guys, give me a second. I'm going to pull this one out. I think this one worked better. I'll be right back. I swapped out pans. I want to try a different pan here. See if this one works a little better. I'm gonna drop one in. Oh, so much better. Okay, we're gonna pull this one out. I forgot to sprinkle salt on my other ones. So we are gonna sprinkle salt on these ones before I forget. Oh wait, I think I'm supposed to egg wash it first. Hmm. Where they cut better. Oh, I don't know, guys. Put this one in, and then I'm going to move this one out of the way. Okay, I think my water was not hot enough earlier. Supposed to be a gentle simmer, and now I think I'm at a gentle simmer. And I see little bubbles and stuff on the top of these ones, so this one and the next one probably are going to turn out perfect. And all my little bagel bites, pretzel bites. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, and that one's filled up nicely. Okay, I'm gonna drop this one. Cut this one. I want a sharp knife. Honestly, I wish I had like an X-Acto knife because those are perfect for cutting the tops of them. One of those box cutters. Those are perfect. That's what I used to watch the bakers do at my bakery. And they used to make breads that they cut like this. Okay, I'm gonna take this one out. Put a couple. It says one of these at a time, right? But I'm gonna do a couple of those little pretzel bites at a time because sharp cut, I think, cuts the top. There we go. Let's do a couple at a time. But don't let them touch because I don't want them getting stuck together. Yeah, these are going to turn out so much better. Mm, darn it. I should have waited. I've never made them before. So I didn't know. Whoops. Mm. Some of them aren't cut. I wonder if I could cut them. You guys are experimenting with me. This is fun. Okay, I'm going to turn this stove off. Get these out. Try to find somewhere to put them. I think I made them a little too big, some of these little pretzel bites, but that's okay. Okay. I got my egg wash here. I'm gonna kind of whip it up a little bit more. And did that over the sink. I don't want to make a mess. Okay. Let's see if I can cut a slit in these a little better. Some of these I didn't get the water on good enough, I don't think. The first couple ones, I don't know, but we'll find out, right? Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to cover these completely in the egg wash to get that golden brown. Let's do all the pretzels buns first. And then I'll go back over with some salt, just a little bit of salt, because whatever we're going to put inside of these might be salty already, like the ham, um, if you make burgers. My neighbor's singing, so I don't have any noise in the background right now. Usually I've got some music playing in the background or something, and I have absolutely nothing playing right now. And so I can hear my neighbor singing. It's so cute. I don't know if she's singing baby or what. Okay, so we're just gonna sprinkle just a little bit of salt on these. It's my smoky salt too. It's gonna be yummy. Okay, I'm gonna move my camera back, and we're gonna put you in the oven. 450 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to set it for 15 minutes, and my timer will go off in 10 minutes. It'll go off in 5 minutes. So it'll give me warnings on when I can check my bread and stuff. So we can either swap them around, turn the pans, which I might need to turn them. The timer has gone off. I actually have 7 minutes left on there. I'm gonna oh wow. See, some of them are almost done. Like, oh, okay. So some of them are almost done. So I'm going to pull these out for just a second and pull the little bites off and put the bread back in. Ooh. I was not prepared for this, so I'm going to put these on here. The bottoms are done, and I don't want to burn them. Ooh. Hot, 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 hot. Okay. So we are going to put these back in the oven, but I'm going to turn them, and I'm actually going to put on the broil for just a little bit, because I don't think I'm going to use parchment paper ever again. I always bake the bottoms, and then probably because my egg wash didn't go all the way down to the bottom. Wow, look at these. They're so good. Okay, I've got to pull out. Yeah, I did not egg wash them well enough, but Let's give them like a couple minutes. Nope, don't want to burn them. Okay, that is the best I'm going to get those tops. Oh, wow. They look so good. Okay, look at these little bites. They are perfect. I gotta get some mustard out so I could try some of these. These, they're dense, just like hot. What am I doing trying to grab these while they're still hot like that and just came out of the oven? Okay, so these look really good. The only issue is that brown. I should have egg washed it a little bit better. And then that golden brown would have gone all the way down the bottom, and I wouldn't have had to um put my broil on. Whoops. Okay, I got my mustard. And yum. Oh, those turned out good. So I say those are a win. I'm sure those are delicious. They're just way too hot to try. So I'm going to dip it in the mustard. You can eat them without mustard. Mm, I should. Mm. It's a pretzel. I think I made soft pretzels. It's got that crusty. Mm, it tastes like a pretzel. Mm. Mm. My husband told me if I keep making bread like this, that I'm never gonna buy bread again. I need to go buy more flour. It doesn't need dipping sauce, but that Jack Daniels dipping sauce is Jack Daniels spicy dipping mustard. Not dipping. Jack Daniels spicy mustard. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Mm. I'm not sure. Mm. I might not share at all. Mm.